Hey there everybody, welcome to Azure Gaming. Today we are back with Pokemon Premier Journey here in Legends C8. It's episode 128 and we have a Shalpha surprise. So again, I love watching other streams, Pokemon streams on YouTube. And last night I was watching Hungers and boom, it appeared. Shalpha, you see him right there, guys. Now before we actually catch him and have him count towards anything, we should go over the seasonal challenges. You see them on screen. Complete the Zia Pokedex. That's done. Big Dimension Pokedex, 97 out of 132. Alpha Zia Pokedex, 226 out of 227. Missing Aerodactyl. Alpha Mega Dimension Pokedex, 75 out of 112. We are working on that one a little bit, but you know, we are going for the Shalphas kind of right now. Shiny Zia Pokedex, 114 out of 227. Funny enough, there's actually going to be two shiny Excadrills over there, and Excadrill is actually a Pokemon we do not have shiny. So yeah, that will go up. Shiny Mega Dimension Pokedex, 16 to 117. Complete all side missions, 186 at 200. Big news, 100 donuts done, and complete 7 viewer challenges, 5 out of 7. Speaking of viewer challenges, we got an update. Chilreep has given us four of them that have been checked off. Catch Shiny each Wild Zone, Shiny Hunt Prime Shiny Charm, get 3 Shinies 1 episode, Shiny Hunt side of a TCG packs. His fifth one, catch a Shalpha each Wild Zone. We're 12 out of 20 currently. Once we catch this one, it'll go to 13 out of 20. Grim Reaper, catch a Rogue Mega Evil Pokemon. Darkrai counted, that's checked off. And Darkrai, get all starters as alphas. Now there's only really 2 we are missing. And we can go over those in a second too. Actually, let me get the box ready so we can talk about those. But yeah, we are only missing two starters as alphas. But guys, if you would like to leave me a viewer challenge, you still can, but we have this out of a minimum needed. So thank you everyone for your challenges. If you still like to leave one, you can comment down below. All right, let's get into the episode. So first off, let's talk about the starters. The only 2 starters we are missing are from the DLC. The Trico line, we do not have alpha, and we do not have the Mudkip line as alpha. So, not the end of the world. Now, besides that, we still have quite a bit here to do. So first off, let's move this over to here, because we will be catching Drober. And yeah, so we'll have some Pokemon to go over. Actually, first off, let's do this correct. Let's do this in order and properly, okay? Because there's still a lot of Pokemon to catch. So first off, there's this Pidgey over here. Let's catch him. Not the most beautiful, like, exciting thing, but Pidgey's caught. Done. Right? So, no. We did not face on Magikarp. He did not become Golden Fish. So, thankfully, Magikarp held up his end of the bargain and did not become shiny. Old Decent, very good. We need bests for him at this point. So that's just a dupe Pidgey. All right, let's keep moving. So inside here, I know we have 2 Drobers and an Onix. Oh, I didn't know this Lairon was shiny. Hold on. All right, hold on. I did not know the Lairon there was shiny. He wasn't there last time I checked. Dude, I honestly was expecting to go after the Drober that was there, because we had a Drober there. Oh, we are cutting it close with the number of shinies we had. Ooh, that's like 7 or 8 total. So now we can go and compare Lairon really quick to see if he is better than the Lairon we currently have. I don't think the bracket was that high on them. I feel like a lot of them were pretty mediocre. Oh, well, 3 pretty goods and a very good. Yeah, no. So this Lairon is 100% a dupe. So there we go. Crazy that we're hitting those dupes. All right, so truthfully, the next Pokemon we should get should be another Drober. Okay, unless there's another surprise shiny somewhere. All right, let's head in. All right, little buddy, pop out. There he is. And we got the shiny Drover. That's what we're talking about. Now, yeah. So, I know there's also another Onyx and another Drover on the other side, but now I don't know what to expect. We're not going to evolve this one because obviously we have the alpha 2 pretty goods, three pretty goods, and a very good. So this Drover is 100% dupe, and there we go. Yeah, see, it's always possible we get a better Drover, but yeah. Let's keep going. So I think the Onyx is the one we're going to encounter next. And, yeah, Onyx should be in here. Onyx? How about, buddy? There you are. Oh, shoot. I may need to repeat. There we go. There we go. Like, I'm all good for catching some of these other Pokemon in Great Balls. The Alpha, we obviously will go and repeat ball it just so we don't freak out. But yeah, there we go. We caught Onyx. We should be good. And, yeah, this Onyx is immediately going to the dupe thing. We have a, like, okay, 2 very goods. Not awful. But we have a Shalpha Onyx. We have two Shalpha Onyxes. So this Onyx is 100% a dupe. Unfortunate for him, but it's true. Just the way it rolls. Alright, let's go in here, and now we'll go get the other Drover. Yeah, it does suck. Getting my first shiny Onyx was a Shalpha. So yeah, so this should be the other Drover. There he is. Shoot, I didn't mean to catch the Aeron. Well, let's go release the Aeron, and we caught the Drover. Totally didn't mean to catch it. Yeah, no, there's a lot of hecticness going on here. All right, so first off, Aeron, sorry, buddy. You have to be released. All right, so 3 pretty goods and a very good. 2 pretty goods and a very good. That Drover was close, man. That Drover was like, you know what? I'm going to make you think. All right, not bad. Now, obviously, let me actually go over here because we're going to have a Shalpha Excadrill. So the non-Shalpha will be caught first. Let me drop a save again. And unfortunately, this is just repeat ball territory. We are not going to mess around. Let's go get the, go get the extra first. The non-alpha one, by the way. That way we can kind of just get that done, right? Because ultimately, yeah. I mean, might as well look at it. It has a best and 2 pretty goods. That's not awful for a shiny Excadrill at all. The only problem is we have a Shalpha Excadrill coming up right now. Dude, that's with that surprise Lairon I was not expecting. Pidgey, Lairon, Drover, Onyx, Drover, Excadrill, that's 6, and then the Shalpha, 7 shinies. Okay. And let's go get the Shalpha. There he is. And that should be a good catch. And we have the Shalpha Excadrill. Let's go. Oh, let me check these. I doubt. Another Pokemon. What's in here? It's another Drover. No, you know what? I'll come back for him. I'll come back for him. I want to save the Shalpha just in case something goes on. A power outage, anything, right? I want to 100%, like, save the Shalpha. Dude, there's another Drover, by the way. That is 8 shinies. How crazy is that? But we have the Shalpha Excadrill. So this is a new Pokemon for our Shiny CA Pokédex, bringing us to 115 out of 227. And it's a new Shalpha, taking us to 13 out of 20. And 3 best, a very good and pretty good. That's a great Excadrill. But also, we have 13 done on number 14. We can never align them perfectly, guys. But what a way to get 14. So first and foremost, that's awesome. We have the save. Now let's go get that Drober. Thankfully we can just go back to using regular like Great Balls. So I honestly can't believe there's another one in here. So I talked about in the previous episode having the possibility of overdoing it. And let's go. We got the Drover. No one's really on aggressive. I can't talk. Aggressing us right now. Really like being too aggressive. So we're good. But yeah, no, I was talking about last episode. It is possible to get more than 10 shinies with what I was doing. And so we could phase. Thankfully, we did not. As you can see here, we got a bunch of shinies. And obviously the most important thing is we got the Shalpha Extra. Now let's see if this Drober is at all any better than our previous Drober. Again, three pretty goods and a very good. Oh, it has a best. I weigh best's better than anything. Best in speed and a pretty good attack. I am gonna swap that. Best to me is priority. So we have another good Drober, and just like that, we have added a ton of Pokemon to the dupe boxes. Man, what a great episode. Honestly, we're like 11 minutes in, and we already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shinies. Can you believe that? That's crazy. But that also marks Wild Zone 14 as done. So Wild Zones 1 through 4 are done. And maybe it's easy to talk about the zones we have left. Wild Zone 5, which I've talked about this a lot. There's only a few ways to kind of reset, and the sucky thing is phasing on it. Make sure there isn't a shiny over here. I just spawned in. Now it doesn't look like it. Good. Okay. So, right, when it comes over here, like, I could bench reset here, but if I bench reset here, I need to run over here each time to check if this guy's shiny, and then go back. The other option, let me wrap around. Watch him randomly Shalpha now that I'm not hunting him. The other option would be to go down back over here. And obviously this is very annoying with sound on, because of Splish Splash. But try to reset for that guy. And obviously I actually only need to run to like here, despawn him. And then actually I only need to run to about here to spawn him in. See? So it's... And by doing this, he's really only spawning in. No one else is. So if I just keep doing like this little loop. By the way, listen to the Splish Splash sound. It gets annoying if you have the sound on after a while. But yeah, this is like the best option. Now, it's unlikely I phase, because the only other things I'm spawning occasionally is him, and him, and I think him. So yeah. And let's back up. So yeah, that's Wild Zone 5. It's one of those ones where I just don't really feel like... Dude, I did it for so long that I'm just like, oh, I needed a break, and I'm glad I got another one done, and I got a great Shalpha and Extra. I would use Excadrill, but I already have Groudon and Metagross covering those typings, so yeah. Wild Zone 8 is one of those ones that are fun because I could run around in it, right? I could run around and be like, look at all the Pokemon, woohoo, you know, come on a random Shalpha. Obviously the big goal would be to get this guy Shalpha. But like, you know, I could run around and hope I encounter a random Shalpha. Right? Or I literally can go right over here and bench reset, and I'm only bench resetting a few Pokemon. Right? Actually, let me check something really quick. Is there any... Because I still need grass and water. Is there any of the starters? No. Okay, good. Good. Okay. But like I can go here and bench reset, right? And outside, I am possibly facing on an Abra that's inside this building right to the left of me, as well as a Trubbish to the right down the steps. Those are the only 2 Pokemon I'm facing outside. Now, obviously by sleeping here, we reset stuff. I am only resetting a few Pokemon within the zone. You can see right there the Alpha. I can see him in bright as day. And as well as, I think, 2 Machop spawns. And occasionally, like, this is the thing I don't get. If I respawn here, by all intents and purposes, the resets are kind of a little weird with this bench. Because it feels like sometimes things appear and sometimes things don't. Like, there's sometimes, like, there's 2 Machop spawns in there that can spawn within this range. Obviously, there's the camera up. And I'm not within viewing distance of it, but there is 2 Machops. But occasionally, if I get close enough, other stuff spawns in, you can see, including the Sandile or the possible other Alpha. So yeah, I don't know if the Alpha only appears if I approach it or not. Maybe let me reset one more time and let me see. You know, might as well test this out right now. Because I've done this before where I have seen the Alpha Krokorok spawn, and then sometimes he hasn't. And then other times I see a Machop, and then suddenly I don't see the Machops, and yeah. So this one's really weird to me. Like, obviously I see the camera, and that would be the big guy we're chasing. But I don't know what all I'm actually spawning in on here. Because see, obviously there's the Krokorok, but is he only spawning in because I've approached? But that's within 50, you know, the 50 range, so I don't know if he's spawning in, I just haven't, like, visually spawned him in. This bench is really weird to me. Because there's a number of Pokemon that will spawn and then not spawn. It's kind of a mystery, this bench. The first few times I did it, the only Pokemon I ever saw was a Machop like here, and a Machop over there by the camera. But now sometimes I see a Numel, I see the Krokorok, and sometimes I see a Sandile. Sometimes I only see a single Machop. It feels very weird to me, but I feel like obviously because I can see the camera up, bench resetting here, and the fact I can see that camera up because it's obviously working on him, is the best bet. Right? Like, at the end of the day, I feel like this is the best way to go about getting a Shalpha. And if that Krokorok randomly does spawn in as a Shalpha, we'll know and he'll stay there. Right? So, not the end of the world by any means necessary. But yeah. So that is something worth noting. Yeah, I don't know what all is and isn't spawning in. See, there's a Krokorok again, but like he doesn't always spawn in. So yeah, 8 is something I can bench reset. I'm not going to worry about it. I do need to keep an eye out though. I shouldn't bench reset anymore because in order to hunt Trico Mudkip for alphas, I need a Grass and Water 2-star and or 3-star with them. I'd prefer 2-star because then I could also Shiny Hunt. But yeah, I don't see any Grass or Water 2 or 3 stars here that are, you know, so whatever. There is a 4-star, but I'm good. Oh, that has Slowking. But moving on from there, obviously we have 9, 10 done. 11 is probably the most fun one, in my opinion, because we are very free of what we get to do. This is one of them where, like, if I want to just run around and have a good time, I can. Because there's so many Pokemon here, I could use Shiny. Obviously, I don't have a Clauncher or a Clawitzer. I need as many Frou-Frous as I can get. There's obviously the Alpha Clawitzer, I was about to call it Clauncher right there. when NK does spawn, I also need NK. But yeah, there's a ton of Pokemon here. I could easily try to get shiny that I don't have with Clauncher and Clawitzer. And the Clawitzer is obviously a Shalpha. Could be a Shalpha, it's shiny. I need as many Frou-Frous as I need. NK I don't have shiny yet. But then I can always just run over here. I mean, yeah, there's a possibility I phase on a Magikarp or a Baneri, but I wouldn't mind that. Baneri's cute. A lot of alphas over here. But then I come to this side, and there's a chance for more Slowpokes. There's a chance at a Shalpha Slowbro. Obviously, there's more chances to kind of respawn these guys. And there's a lot of chances there's... Oh, I just slid off. Uh-oh. Get me back up to safety. Get me back up to safety. So, but yeah, there's more chances at Frou-Frou. So this wild zone, there isn't really a good bench. Like, there is a bench, but you're more likely to phase. The only Pokemon within the zone a bench targets, and we'll go over to the bench to talk about it, is Slowpoke, Slowbro, and I think one or two Clauncher spawns that can also be like a Gyarados occasionally. There's no chance for NK. Hey, speaking of NK, there he is. There's no chance for Frou-Frous. There's no chance for the Clawitzer. And I'm only resetting like 2 Clauncher / Gyarados spawns and a Slowpoke and Slowbro. Like, and why that would help isolate a Slowbro, you know, it's not that great, because it's like, the bench, this one over here, is also spawning in Baneri, Magikarps, that Magikarp outside the wild zones in general. Yeah, versus me, I'd rather run through, right? Kind of see what's here, and phase maybe on a couple Frou-Frous. I need a shiny of every cut of Frou-Frou. And by running through 11, you know, I'll probably pick up some extra Stunfisks. I might pick up a shiny Gyarados. But there's also a good chance I could get a Shalpha just randomly. And a Shalpha Frou-Frou, a Shalpha Clauncher. Oh, look, there's an Alpha Clauncher right there. It's not shiny, obviously. But yeah, like, there's a good chance I could phase on even like a Shalpha Stunfisk, which would be an upgrade because I have a regular shiny Stunfisk, right? So like, and that's the thing, is I can run over here and then fly reset. And there's also some other Pokemon that benefit from me running around. So I have a shiny Baneri. I do not have a second Baneri to turn into a Lopunny yet. I will scare the Pidgey that spawn here. Don't care about that. But these Floette can be like red, yellow, flowered. And I need more... Oh, I said Floette. Flabebe. So yeah. But there's a chance I could get another Baneri shiny or Shalpha. Magikarp would just be a big dupe. But, you know, it's like, yeah, there's chances at Clauncher. And one of these times I could luck into an extra Slowpoke or Slowbro or Frou-Frou, an NK, you know. And that's ultimately it, is this is going to be a good one to just run through and chill, right? So that's the truth. Moving on from 11, we actually go straight to 12, Wild Zone 12. I have actually changed how I'm going to do this a little bit. So, originally, and it doesn't matter if I scare this Delibird off, truthfully, anymore. But originally, I was going to go over here. Let's try not to scare that Delibird off, though. And reset right here. I waited for him to notice me so I can dodge him. But this respawns almost everything in this wild zone except that Delibird way far away. Right? So this resets everything inside this wild zone, pretty much. So I can get anything shiny. But I realize that is probably not the best plan. Because I can phase so easily, and also the Delibird can get scared off by the Alpha. Right? Versus, ow. And let's actually talk about the other plan while I recover from my injuries. I should have just gone through the other side since he already scared off the Delibird, but whatever, doesn't matter. But, as I was saying, there is another location where I cannot phase. Well, I can phase, but I can't go over 10 spawns. There are up to 15 Pokemon that could turn shiny. But, hey Ghastly, by coming over here, and I believe it's this bench specifically, I only phase on 2 Patrat spawns to the side, the Ghastly spawns you see here, a Spritzee, Swirlix, and the Ghastlies are only at night, by the way, so if I change during the day, the Ghastlies won't be there. But the Pokemon within the zone I can get is a Vanillite, a Bergmite, a Avalugg Shalpha, a Abomasnow Shalpha, or a Delibird, which I still need. Now, I can phase, like I said, on 2 Patrat spawns, and let's talk about this during the day. So, during the day, there's no Ghastly. 2 Patrats do spawn over in this area. See one right there, and then there's another one inside. Now, I do not actually cause that spawn to spawn in yet, but, oops, sorry. But I can spawn in a Swirlix or a Spritzee over here. But only one of them will spawn. So once one's shiny, it's locked in. That Magikarp there, I also spawn in. But at this bench specifically, Avalugg, Bergmite, a Vanillite over there, Delibird here, as well as that Avalugg can all turn shiny. So I could just, let me make sure if I bench reset again. So that's fire, I don't need fire, I need grass or water, 2-star. Nope. No, that's just been. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. All right. So like I said, if I reset here, there's only a possibility of 10 Pokemon I can get. Now, I did note that there's Ghastly at night, but he only appears at night. So it is kind of a toss-up if that Ghastly wants to appear or not. So, yeah. So this way, I cannot phase on a shiny, like I can't lose a shiny. And at the end of the day, see, there's the Ghastlies. So there's the 2 Patrats, the Ghastlies. Then obviously you see the Swirlix that was there is now it's Spritzee. Then obviously there's the Bergmite there. There will be a Vanillite over there. And then Avalugg and a Bombshell. And I can just look and see both of them. And both their shinies are pretty obvious. So 12 is pretty easy, right? 13, I'm glad it's night, and the reason I changed tonight is specifically talk about this. Wowzer 13 is a weird one. During night, there is 1 alpha, guaranteed, and that is that Trevenant. Now, thankfully, I did reset, so let me see if there's a water or grass too. There's a grass too. Doesn't look like we have our guy, so we're good. All right. I can just fly reset, and unfortunately, the Trevenant does spawn kind of out of a weird distance, so I can't physically see him. So I would run up, and obviously you can see I spawn like a couple other things. I spawn 2 Phantom there. I spawn also 2 Heracross. I almost, oh no, Pinsir. Heracross is back there. 2 Pinsir. So I can get up to 5 Pokemon shiny. Between the 2 Pinsir, the 2 Phantom, and the Trevenant, right? And all I would have to do is reset, run up to the gate to check, reset, because I can't see him back here, right? So unfortunately, I'd have to run up. Okay, not shiny. And I could always phase on one of the 2 Pinsirs or the Phantom. That doesn't really matter. Now, obviously, I could do this all night and try to. Oh, see, there's the Pinsirs. They're just both happen to be alpha this time, so we can physically see them. Until I enter, you really can't see non-alphas unless they're close enough. So yeah, it's a weird distance render thing for the Switch 1. Because I am on a Switch OLED. But I would just constantly do this. Now, there is another thing I could do. If it's daytime, I could run through during the daytime. Because everyone on this side would be a Pavilion on the right side. And then obviously there would be the Pinsir, So instead of Scyther, we would have Reaping Bell. And then obviously we have the Heracross. But by running through during the day, I can't phase, because as soon as I come out on this side, hey, yo, Heracross, not cool. I can phase on this little guy here. Hi, Trubbish, I love you. That guy there, and I believe there's also like a Pidgey or Fletchling or something I can phase on over here. He just isn't here. Good. All right. So I can phase on by exiting. So the best way to isolate it would be at nighttime only. Right? That would be my best goal. Would be nighttime only. Run up. Is it shiny? No. Reset. And that would be it. Now, the problem is what would I do during the daytime? Well, because I only can get up to 5 shinies here, I could always fly to 8 and bench reset. But by flying to 8, I could also phase. So yeah, it's really kind of a tough situation. Now, obviously, like, the really sucky thing here is I could go over here and try to reset at this bench. Right? And this bench isn't the worst option to go try to reset at, because I only can get 2 Pokemon shiny here. There's a Fletchling there, right here. And then there's a Fletchling over here on this light post. You can see him right here. So, like, during daytime, once it turns day, I can come over here, reset. And if these Fletchlings become shiny, who cares? Because that's still only 2 extra shinies. And only accounting the, like, Pokemon I can spawn in, or the 2 Pinsir, the 2 Phantom, and the Trevenant. Even if those 2 Fletchling both turn shiny, both the Pinsir turn shiny, and both the Phantom turn shiny, that's 6 shinies, and then the Trevenant would be 7. There's no way I can go over 10 and lose a shiny. So this is another one I can do kind of AFK. You know, the only problem is I can't truly fully just fly spam or bench reset at this one. This is a little bit more, I'd have to, you know, reset, move, reset, you know, like it's not the smoothest transition compared to a couple of the other ones, but yeah, this is just a slightly less evasive 14. You know, because 14 I have to enter and I have to walk a couple steps. This one I don't have to wait for the long animation of entering, right? I just go here. Now obviously we see a Phantom there, Alpha but not shiny. So yeah, but I'm gonna stop now before I accidentally get a shiny here, because then I'd be locked in and have to work on this one. 14 thankfully is now done, so the next one we're going to talk about is 15. So 15 is pretty simple. Fly to Cafe Ultima. That's it. Now, the only problem with this is we can phase on so many Pokemon. There's so many Pokemon here I can phase on. But because of the Pumpkaboo situation, if you did not know, Pumpkaboo spawn in 4 different sizes. Small, medium, large, and jumbo. Or extra large as I like to call it. And right there we see 2 alphas. One is, you know. But the sizes do not go through from day to night. So if I see a shining Pumpkaboo, I have to catch it. Because if it changes from night or day to night or night to day, those Pumpkaboos are gone. So this is one of them I have to stay highly alert and check. Like, okay, no shiny, you know. Now I could just fly spam, but if I get alerted on, I will have to dodge. So obviously, like here, No one alerts me. I can reset Cafe Ultimo. We're good, right? So this is kind of just what I would do here. And then if a shiny appeared, you know, every once in a while I'll run around and check. Because if a Pumpkaboo shiny spawns, I cannot lose it. Now, there is the conversation of daytime here. During the daytime, you know, let's just change it daytime. This bench is right here. Yeah, all you guys, shut up. All right, and now we're gonna change to daytime. So the Pumpkaboo sizes have swapped. The Gorgeist still kind of remains there. But Shuppet, Bayonet, Haunter have all vanished. Instead, we get Beedrill, Whirlipede, and Scolipede. So the alpha guaranteed are Gorgeist and Bayonet. During the night, during the day, it's Beedrill. And let me out. Beedrill and Gorgeist. So during the day, it's kind of the same thing. Whatever Shalpha we get is whatever. I'd prefer not getting Beedrill, but yeah. My biggest concern is the Pumpkaboo during the day. If a shiny, the Pumpkaboo here are a lot smaller during the day, and so I would have to check a little bit more rigorously to make sure there's a shiny. Now, obviously, by fly resetting here, I'm resetting so much junk, and I have to be very careful that if a shiny does appear, especially like a Pumpkaboo, I catch it. Right? But let's stop here right now because I don't want to accidentally phase on a shiny or not phase, but get a shiny and be like, okay, well, I've already started this area. Might as well keep going. You know. So Wild Zone thing, 16 is done. 17 is thankfully done. 18 is also done. 20 is also done. So the last one we get to talk about is 19. Now, 19, there isn't a good bench reset. And there isn't always a guaranteed alpha except at night and midday. So the best way to do this one, in my opinion, would just be to run through. I do need more Frou-Frou, and this is another chance at a shiny Frou-Frou. There's a chance at an Eevee. Oh, Drampaw's still here. I don't need a shiny Drampaw anymore. Right? And there is one additional caveat to this Wild Zone. If Gilbert over here, this Trubbish specifically, not that Trubbish, not that Garbodor, this Trubbish, ever becomes a Shalpha, he counts, okay? We have already got one Gilbert. Right? Oh, look at But yeah, we already have one Gilbert. Hey, Gilbert. If we ever get this one Shalpha, he will count for that Wild Zone. It's a rule I put into place because I love Gilbert. That specific Trubbish is the reason I love Trubbish. But also, oh, here's a Trico one. We might want to go do that, actually. But yeah, that specific Trubbish has made me fall in love because it's the first time I saw them do the little dance. And so I quite fell in love with Trubbish. But also watching Vandy and watching Gilbert and all that, it only made it more special. So yeah. So first and foremost, we are going to drop a backup save here. Okay. And let's go try to get an alpha donut. So yeah, because we still have a viewer challenge from Darkrai, get all starters as alpha, we need Trico and Mudkip, and because Trico's there, and I still have time in this episode, might as well go for Trico. Also, I love Trico Shiny. I love the entire line Shiny, so yeah. And we have our backup save created, so let's make a donut. Here's the thing, though. I don't want to use the Haban. So let's just use Tenga and Shalpha. That's not good enough on its own. That is good enough on its own. Yeah, I think I'll just do that. We're gonna recycle this one until we see alpha power. Obviously, we'd love a sparkling power donut. We would prefer alpha. Unfortunately, I am going to reset that, so yeah. But yeah, no, it is 100% one of those things that we're here for alphas in this case. And also this would be new Pokemon for the Mega Dimension Pokedex altogether, but if we can get if we can get 3 alpha Tricos and evolve it obviously to Grovyle Sceptile, that would take our Mega Dimension Pokedex to 99 out of 132, but our Alpha Mega Dimension Pokedex to 78. Oh, shoot. See, this is content brain. As soon as I'm booting something up, my brain is like, spam A, spam A. I need to remember, when I'm in donut reset mode, I need to remind myself, you are here to reset donuts. And because I'm here to reset donuts, I need to make sure I bring up the backup data menu and restore from that. Instead of being a dummy and just spamming A, you know? So if I'm honest, I have a few episodes, like 2 or 3 episodes to edit. I think what I am honestly going to do is I do kind of want to go into order, but 5 is very annoying to like go and run. So I might actually go and just do the bench reset at 8. I'm on a Switch OLED, Switch 1, bench resetting does take longer. But 8 feels like one of the quicker ones, and I would love to just get all the single digits out of the way. Wait, no, I said not Haban. Sorry, Tenga. Because if I can get all of the single digits one, like 8, and then I can work on 5, then obviously we'll have 1 through 10 done solid. Oh, it's Sparkling Power Grass. I have to take it. I have to take it. It's Sparkling 3 Grass, and we have Trico. Maybe we might get lucky and get an alpha along the way or 2. But, yeah. I mean, sorry. The plan was to go for alpha. I'm not gonna lie. The plan was to very much go for alpha. But, that plan changed as soon as I saw a Sparkling 3 donut. And I might record another episode, going after more berries, because we do need more berries. We need to go on another berry hunt. And we really need to try to maximize what we're getting. Because if I'm going to go alpha or sparkling hunting, I'm going to need some good donuts. Now, obviously, I have other donuts I can make. Right? Did I go the right way? I don't think I did. Oh, I have to do a stupid parkour thing over here, don't I? Oh no, it's just a ladder one. I think this is a ladder one. Or is the parkour in here? Yeah, see, yeah, alright. Like, this area still feels like the worst area to get to. Because, like, I feel like you always have to take this. There's no Hala elevator. And I'm amazed the DLC didn't add a hollow elevator like here to make this a little bit quicker. It's not like super long and annoying, but it is just enough where you're like, I don't want to do it, you know? Wait, is that down on the ground? Don't tell me I came up here for no reason. I think that's down on the ground. I literally think I'm climbing up here for no reason. It is. It's literally on the ground. I'm an idiot, man. I just wasted a bunch of time. So Sparkling Grass 3, Humongo Power 2. We have 37 minutes. Holy, that's a lot of time. Obviously, our goal is Trico and only Trico. Actually, what were the other ones in here? I saw Badoo. What was the other one? Maybe it's another grass type we don't have shiny. We have Badoo's whole line shiny. So, yeah. Catch shiny Pokemon, catch alpha Pokemon. So, hold on a minute. I already see our shiny. But first, let me do this. So, do we have... We have one Bellsprout. Okay. So I saw a Bellsprout shiny. So we'll go catch that. Obviously, our goal here is to try to go for Trico. But yeah. And there we go. So we have a, let's bring out this guy. Let's power that. So I need to catch an alpha. I also need to destroy floating Pokeballs. So we have another Bellsprout. Obviously, this is not a new shiny. Our old one had 2 pretty goods and a very good. This had, wow, 3 pretty goods and 2 very goods. Okay, I'm impressed, man. Color me impressed. This Bellsprout will definitely become our shiny Weeping Bell. Alright. But now let's just go around destroy Pokeballs. So those are the Tricos. And I'm gonna reset for alphas of them. Okay, it looks like there's no Pokemon over here in like this backside. So all the spawns we can pretty much see. Is there any other Pokemon? Over there, okay. So we're not gonna get great berries out of this, but these are just like berries that if we wanted to try to use a bunch and run through a very quick wild zone, like a 4-star hyperspace to try to get some berries, we can for like no cost. There we go. So I believe that is the last one besides the Golden Ball. Now, obviously, we are going after Trico Alpha. Do I have to run over there to spawn him in? Yeah, I do. Alright, now thankfully Trico Shiny is very obvious. His body becomes a lot darker green and his tail becomes bright red. Now, I have no interest in catching anything else Alpha. So the goal will be just to spawn in the Trico and catch one of those Alpha when it appears. If we phase on another shiny, cool, but yeah. Our goal here is to get the Trico Alpha. We do not need Badoo shiny, which is an unfortunate thing. So these guys are kind of like if we phase on them, we phase on them. So yeah. Come on, Trico. Just be alpha. Nope. Now we have 37 minutes. We have a lot of time for these guys to turn alpha. So, yeah. But here's the thing, right? We also have Pokemon here that can also just turn shiny willy-nilly. And, you know, Badoo is one, like I said, we already have the whole evolution of. And Bellsprout's one that we only need one more of. Now, thankfully, both their shinies are obvious as long as you can see the front of them. Badoo turns a slightly, like the top part of it gains a yellow tint. And it does, I think, get slightly lighter green. But the big thing is on its chest. The little green part becomes like a purple. The little like leaf. What would you call it? Like a necklace? Oh, there's a Alpha Bellsprout. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for Tricos. A bib? Would you call it a bib? I mean, it is a baby Pokemon. So maybe you would call it a bib. Anyways, it's a little like front like leaf thing that hangs by its face. That turns purple. I mean, you probably have seen it's shiny by now. Trico, just wanting you to be alpha. So yeah. And then Bellsprout, we saw him earlier. He loses all green. He becomes just yellow. Technically, his stick also gets a lighter brown, like a lighter brown on Bellsprout. And his lips become like a darker shade of pink than the regular. Now remember, alphas are 1% here. We are not batting a very high percentage. So yeah. Maybe I should have made like a really cheap donut. And just had alpha power and tried to do that, like tried to reset for a cheap alpha power donut. But yeah. See, we are sparkling 3. We do need one more Bellsprout to be shiny, but yeah, we're mainly here for hopefully an alpha Trico. We also need to catch at least an alpha for our task. And so I'm really hoping that one of the Tricos turn alpha so I can catch that, and yeah. We'll see though. Question is what will I get first? A shiny Trico or an alpha Trico? I'm hoping the alpha, if I'm honest. The shiny Trico will come with time. And I'm not really looking at any of the other Pokemon for potential shinies right now, if I'm honest. So yeah. Is there a specific ball maybe I should keep out for these guys? It's not really a good ball for this kind of thing. I mean, Dusk, how successful is the Dusk? Maybe the Dusk I'll keep it out because it's green. Well, I mean, Trico does turn a different shade of green and red. Is there a good ball for that? I don't think there really is. The best, like, red? Yeah, no. I mean, let's just use Ultra Balls. I have so many of them. Come on, Trico. Oh, I forgot one small detail about talking about Trico Shiny. I talked about the bright red tail. I talked about its body going from a green to like a bluish green aquamarine. His stomach loses the red texture and actually turns like white. Or like, maybe not white's the right word, but like a tan color. It looks more like the belly of an actual lizard. It's like that like tan lizard color. Yeah, I think that's the best way to describe it. I think I see a shiny Badoo. I think at a distance I see a shiny Badoo. Let me make sure I go over there, but yeah. Make sure there's none here. There isn't. Yep. I knew it. Alright, let's reset again. So we got a shiny Bidoof. I could just tell from a distance. I saw the bright purple, and it was like, man, you know, none of the Tricos are alpha. But we could always upgrade on our Bidoof. Let's not, you know, this isn't a negative thing. There is a chance we can upgrade on the Bidoof. Bidoof's before. Here it is, okay. All decent. And yeah, so we need at least a best out of a Bidoof to have it surpass. So we're looking at bests for Trico, I mean for Bidoofs. We're looking for alpha and or shiny, although we prefer alpha. And we still need one Bellsprout, and it doesn't matter. Then after that, we'll be nitpicky about which Bellsprouts we're keeping, which go into the dupe box. But we have already got a shiny Bellsprout and a shiny Bidoof before a shiny Trico or even an alpha Trico. But, I mean, with the powered up of the donut, shinies are much more realistic here. Right? Like, alphas are 1%. And then, even then, we need that alpha to roll onto a Trico. Getting a shiny anywhere else before a specific Pokemon alpha at 1% is more realistic. You know, it just is. Especially with a Sparkling 3 donut. Yeah, because let me actually bring up the shiny odds. Thankfully, with how much time we have, I don't really need to overly stress about anything. Because, like, even if shiny spawn, I'm not going to lose them. So the big thing is just keeping an eye out for the alpha. So yeah, right now we're at 1 in 585.37 on shinies, right? But like 1% alpha and then needing it to be the specific alpha we need, we are more likely to phase on a generic shiny than we are 1% alpha on a Trico. I mean, we already have phased. We've got 2 shinies before we got a single alpha Trico. And like I said, we probably will get a shiny Trico before we get an alpha Trico. I would prefer to get an alpha Trico, but yeah. And if I have to use repeat balls, I can, but like, I think this zone, even alphas should be catchable with a ultra ball. Come on, Trico. Just one of you become alpha. Truthfully, I need 3 alpha Tricos. But we'll set our heights, or set our goal not too high. I can't talk. I'm not going to set my goals too lofty, too highly. Let's first start with just 1 alpha Trico and maybe a shiny. Oh. Or we can get both at the same time. What in the world? This is bad because we're going to lose half of the Trico spawns. But you know what? There is a shiny Trico and a alpha Trico. Okay, so which one do I give first? I got the alpha and I got the shiny. Okay, and the Pokeball's up there. Okay, good. So, awesome, by the way, that we got a shiny Trico. So there's some, I just opened up something. I'm panicking. Okay, hold on. So first off, let me drop a save before anything else. All right, so this Trico does mean we are now in alpha territory for these Tricos. So all these guys can just get removed. Now this is not a new Pokemon, but this is a new alpha for the Mega Dimension Pokédex, bringing us to 76 out of 112. And the rest of these Tricos can just go away. We're only keeping alphas now. 3 bats are no good in special attack. Well, okay. It's still an alpha. And then we have Shiny Trico. Which, two pretty goods, 2 very goods and a pretty good is not awful. And just like that, that's a new shiny from the Mega Dimension Pokédex, bringing us to 17 out of 117. Which means there's only 100 more shinies left in that. Alright. So now I still need 2 more Alpha Tricos, but... There we go. Boom. Yeah, so now the problem is now we're sitting in a point where there's only 2 Trico spawns. And ideally, we need 2 more alphas and 2 more shinies. Wait, did I scare off all these guys? Oh, dang, okay. So yeah, so I mean, obviously if I just scared off all those guys. I mean, Badoo is a skittish Pokemon, I forgot about that. So yeah. Unfortunately, there isn't much of an area to like run around in to try to like give them time to spawn. I mean, there's respawn timer in here is what, like 5 minutes, I think? 4 minutes, something like that. So they should be back decently quick. We still need 1 more shiny Bellsprout. Oh, look, these Badoos are back. Don't know where they went, but cool. Yeah. And so I'm not too concerned about anything else being shiny. I think I would like pretty much notice if anything shiny. And the Badoos are one of those things where if we get more, cool. If we don't, then we just don't. Right? Like, if I could pick shiny / alphas, I get Trico and Bellsprout. Obviously, I would love a another shiny Bellsprout, and I would love another Alpha Trico. I would love 2 more Alpha Tricos and 2 more shiny Tricos and a Bellsprout, and then I'd be so done with all of them. You know. But yeah. And yeah, I know I got a Sparkling 3 Grass, and I could have kept resetting until I got Alpha and Sparkling, or, you know, some combination of the 2. You know, things. But, like, I don't know. I kind of saw a Sparkling 3, and I was like, oh man, I know I have a Trico. We might as well go for it. And also, I mean, we've got at least a Alpha Trico, so that's a start. Obviously, all the starters means the Evos too, so 1 Trico does not help complete anything. But it is a start. So, with how long this donut is, this episode's gonna go over like an hour and 20 minutes, probably. Yeah, I need those other 2 Tricos to come back, truthfully. Still a few minutes behind, but yeah. The sooner I get more Tricos, the better the odds of like alphas and shinies. So yeah. Now if I see another shiny, I might go for it. Like if it's a Bellsprout, 100%. But I don't know, with the Badoos, unless I like really notice it, I'm not going to be looking at them that much. Like, I am mainly just kind of checking the Bellsprouts, stepping forward, making sure the Tricos, And I also given the Tricos kind of a extra second to see if they'll spawn back in. So yeah. And I am checking the Badoos a little bit, but not really that much. I'm kind of like, you know, giving the Tricos a sec and then resetting. Yeah, no, it's the fact we got a Shining Trico and an Alpha Trico at the same time, if we can do that 2 more times, we're good. Of course, there's also the problem of eventually there may just be no more Tricos to spawn because we've caught it. And we're, you know, it's like, yeah, the Trico is so what we're looking for right now that resetting, we are kind of wasting time. And it's like, should I just sit here and let the other 2 spawn? It's like, no, because one of these guys could turn shiny, one of these guys could turn alpha. Oh, wait, all 4 of the Tricos are back. Or the 2 Tricos that despawned are back. But yeah, we have all 4 together. The Beetles have returned. So yeah, now we got to keep an eye out for another Alpha Trico. Now, I would love to get 2 more Shiny Tricos and 2 Alpha Tricos. And another Shiny Bellsprout and be like, good and leave early. If I had to pick one, I would rather get the Alpha Tricos than the Shiny. Because there's always a good chance of me getting Shiny later. Now, is that dumb because I could always find a good donut and come back later? Yeah. You know, anything with alpha power increases the alpha chance. Is this a little bit of a waste of time? Yeah. Should I probably just try to use a smaller donut and roll until I get alpha power? Yeah. It's smarter. No, that is smarter. But I'm not being smart right now. I'm kind of just going with the flow, and the flow said I saw sparkling through grass, and we know there was a spawn with a Trico. You know. And technically, we had 2 Shinies, or 2 Pokemon we need Shinies up here. I still need 1 more Shiny Bellsprout. And I need Shiny Trico, right? So, a Sparkling Power Donut here is not, like, a waste by any stretch. Now, obviously, there's Badoos I can phase on, which word suck, and also we are slowed down a little bit by the fact that I do need to check if the Tricos are alpha, because I do need them alpha. At least 2 more of them. So yeah. Now the nice thing here is though, is if any of these Badoo become shiny, the purple does stand out from all the grassy color, like all the green we have. That purple is a pop of color that is a little bit lacking, except for the shards. So a shiny Badoo, even if I don't notice it at first, I will notice it eventually. Like, yeah, I'm not paying attention to the Badoo at all. I'm just letting them kind of live their life. Letting them exist. Oh, Trico, why can't you all be alpha? The fact we got a shiny and an alpha Trico at the same time when I was talking about it, you know, like just, yeah, that was cool. That was 2 birds, 1 stone. Man. Yeah, I had to, I'm recording this, I had to, they had to come and install something on, like, our water heater. So, and because I have all the drilling and all the noises that they had to do, there's no way I could do any work from home or anything. And so it was kind of like, okay, had to take the day off. I had to, you know, let them come work and wait. Oh, Alpha Trico, let's go. Turn around, buddy. Wow, Trico does not have a high catch rate. Maybe I should be using repeat balls. Oh, you in there. Not you. Shoot. Oh, still angry. Good news, you got an Alpha Trico. The bad news is I accidentally killed another Trico while doing it. So we are in a really bad spot. But that is our second Alpha Trico. Obviously in oh wait, I might actually be, no, I shouldn't evolve him yet. Let me wait to see which one's better. So this one had 3 bests and a no good. This one has 3 bests, 2 pretty good and a very. This Trico is definitely better, man. I'm happy that we got another alpha. Now the sucky part is now we're down to 2 Tricos again because I accidentally nuked one. But we are getting to the point where one more alpha and I won't have to pay attention to the alphas anymore. So yeah, we're looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Oh man. But yeah. Come on, Trico, show me the last alpha. Oh! Ask and you shall receive. How about you two? Freeze him. Nope. And there we go. Our last Trico. Alright, again, 3 bests and no good. Just 3 bests. Alright. So this Trico will actually become a... Alright. So let's actually do this here. We can do a little bit of stuff here. So this Trico will evolve into Grovyle. Right? So Grovyle will not only be a new Pokemon for the Mega Dimension Pokedex, bringing us to 98 out of 132. It's a new Alpha, bringing us to 77 out of 112. And then we will also turn this Trico into a Grovyle. But yeah, we can't evolve him because we can't level him up in hyperspace. But at least we got the 3 Alpha Tricos. We're chill. We can just reset now for unlimited amount of time. So yeah. Unfortunately, we have very much depleted the Trico pool. So yeah, now it's all about Shinies. Which obviously collecting as many Shinies on a oh wow, I really just spawned a lot of those guys. Is key, but I only need 2 more Trico and 1 more Bellsprout, and then I am 100% done here. Right? Like, oh, I don't need to pause anymore. I keep pausing to look at... Oh, I do need the Tricos to kind of respawn, though. And have all 4 of them back, because otherwise I'm resetting really inefficiently. So yeah, I'm going to take some time. I'll reset slowly, but yeah, I'll take a break and pause every little bit to kind of, like, give the Tricos time to respawn, because I do need them to respawn. But yeah. Yeah, the tough thing about the Badoos, like, we can actually talk about this really quick too, is, like I said, I still need a Bellsprout, right? But talking about the Badoos, a best, two pretty goods. A best, a very good, and a pretty good. And then a best and all pretty goods. Like, the Badoo line is a very stacked line of shinies we have right now. So, yeah, Badoo is like, the only way Badoo is gonna pass itself is if it has two bests or a best and a bunch of good stats, or it's a Shalpha. And if it's a Shalpha, well, then it's gonna shoot up. Because I do love Roserade, and to talk about it a little bit, Roserade feels like a Pokemon that might, and I actually talked about, funny enough, I talked about this exact Pokemon on Hunger Stream when I was hunting the Shalpha Extra Draw I got. I literally was talking about this exact Pokemon, so it's funny I get to talk about it again. But I actually think Roserade, if it had a Mega, not only do I like its shiny with the flowers changing and its body becoming slightly a lighter color, but it's already in champion. If this thing got a Mega Evolution, it would be pretty cool, right? Like, that's based off of like its move pool, right? It has some stuff that can lower stats. It has, you know, some interesting stuff, right? You know, but Roserade is one of those Pokemon that I find very interesting, mainly because, like, obviously if it has a Mega Evolution, what is its ability going to be, etc., etc. But about its stat spread, right? It's base 90. Well, if we go by like the fact that they give 100 stats and they usually break up. Oh look, all the Tricos are back. Nice. They break it up and give a little bit in each one. It's a special attacker, right? Now, obviously, it has like Leaf Blade and stuff that you could always try to switch it to a physical version and maybe give it like Contrary, because it gets a lot of moves that are really good like that. But also gets a lot of stat raising stuff anyways, like Trailblaze, Swords Dance, etc. So it's like, does it really need Contrary? I don't know. But like, it's 90 speed. A Mega Evolution will probably give it what? Maybe 20 in that, maybe 25, right? If that takes it up to a 210 or 215, or sorry, 210, 110 or 115, that's a pretty good stat. Its special defense would probably go up by like 15 or 20, taking it to like 120 range. That's pretty good. Special attack would probably shoot up to 140, 140, 145, maybe 150. Defense and HP would need a little boost. You wouldn't boost attack unless you were going to change it and revamp it to a physical attacker so it can get Contrary Leaf Blade. But like, to me, I think it'd be a really interesting Pokemon. Especially as a special attacker, it has some good moves, right? Like, depending on what you want to do with it, it can set up toxic spikes, it gets toxic, it's synthesis, it gets Swords Dance, as I mentioned, substitute, it gets spikes. And like, you could always change its whole point. Maybe you keep its 125 special attack and put most of its stats in defense, special defense, speed, and HP as a Mega Evolution, and it becomes like this killer support bulky, like, Mon. Like, it goes in there and it toxic spikes, it spikes, and then you just give it like, it has rest, it has synthesis, it has, you know, it has a bunch of healing. Like, there's a lot, ingrain, etc. stuff. There's a lot of cool stuff it can do, right? So like, I don't know, like, I was just talking about it the other day, like whether you try to make it a physical Mega Evolution or a keep it a special and you try to like change it up a little. I don't know, I feel like Roserade would be a great Mega Evolution. And it would just kind of, yeah, you could roll it. Oh, look, another Alpha Trico. I don't need it anymore, but yeah. Oh, I don't need it anymore. I keep stopping to check for alphas, and I just realized I don't need it. But yeah, Roserade's one of those Pokemon I think that really would have been cool with a Mega Evolution. And there's a lot of interesting things you could have done with it. You could have gone with like a support starter route where it like sets up Toxic spikes, etc., etc. It just sets up hazards. And then you could always make it bulky and give it like Ingrain or Synthesis or something, and yeah. Or if it was to go into like an alternate form where it kind of looks like a physical attacker, so maybe it's Mega Evolution, it gets giant thorns because it's supposed to be a rose as swords, and it becomes a physical attacker and its entire stat spread changes, but obviously it's not a good physical attacker naturally. I mean, he only has what, like 60 attack? Shoot, how much is your attack? I didn't even check that. 70. He has 70 base attack. So like a Mega Evolution, like, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, if his Mega Evolution changes him physically and you give him Contrary, right? Then you would still need to shuffle around that stat spread. Like obviously you take stuff out of special attack, move it to attack. Like maybe drop its special attack down to 70, its attack up to 125, and then you give it like another like 15 or 20, bringing it to like 145 or even 150 attack. Boost its defense, special defense, speed, HP a little bit. Like its speed needs to go to like that 110 range. Another Alpha Trico. But like, yeah, for physical stuff, I mean, he gets Trailblaze to boost his speed, but I don't think he would really need that. Like I said, he has set up stuff with Toxic Spikes, Toxic Synthesis. He has Swords Dance. So as a physical attacker, he can set up. He can Sunny Day. He has Stun Spore, all that stuff. But like for physical moves, he does have Seed Bomb. He does have Power Whip, which, But like the big one is if he, like I said, got Contrary, he could go ahead and use, where was I? I lost it. Oh no, he doesn't get Leaf Blade. He gets Leaf Storm. I'm an idiot. Never mind. Never mind, don't change your physical. I thought I got what? I thought I got Leaf Blade, and I'm mistaking it for Leaf Storm. But yeah, like he like a Contrary special attacking Mega Evolution mod with Leaf Storm would work good. Well, I thought I got Leaf Blade for some reason. Or maybe I'm thinking about not champions. Did he get it in like Gen 9? Let me check. Who's Leaf Storm? No, he never got Leaf Blade. Why was I thinking he got Leaf Blade? Or was I looking at a different mod? I may have been looking at a different mod. But yeah, no. Like, Contrary, Mega Evolution. Why does it get Swords Dance then? That's so weird. Anyways. Yeah, no, screw the whole argument. But yeah, Roserade with a Mega Evolution, with Contrary, with Leaf Storm, and with some of the other stuff he can do, would be an awesome Mega Evolution, right? Wow, for some reason I thought he got like a Leaf Blade or something like that, but yeah, maybe not. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. Yeah, I didn't sleep too well because I had to come really early in the morning. And then it took like a few hours just to get them done here, like an hour or two, not a few hours, like 2 hours. And then they had to go work on the other apartments. And so I kept hearing the noise constantly. So I got like 3 or 4 hours of sleep. So yeah, I did not sleep that well. I am tired. Also, I got so excited because last night during the stream, Hanging Out on Hunger stream, it was like I saw the Pokemon. I was like, oh, I can't record tonight. It's too late. I'll save it for tomorrow. And then like after they left and after the noise died down enough where I was like, I can record. I was like, oh, I gotta record an episode. And I was so excited. But now I realize I haven't eaten anything. I didn't sleep much and I am drained. And I definitely need to get some energy and substance in me. I know I haven't been shiny hunting really efficiently this one. But man, yeah. We got the Alpha Tricos though. That's what matters. Any extra shinies are just bonuses. We do need one more Bellsprout. 2 more Trico shinies, and then Badoo are just pure dupe. So yeah. But let's talk about this episode. Pidgey, Laron, Drillbur, Onyx, Drillbur, Extro, Shalpha Extro, another Drillbur, Bellsprout, Trico, Badoo, and Trico. We're at 11 shinies in this episode. That is crazy. That's actually crazy. You know, I should look at the Badoos. Oh, there's a shiny Badoo right in front of me. I didn't even look at the ones in front of me. I was like, oh, I should go look at the Badoos over there. Okay, so we do have another Badoo. So let's catch him. Dude, it's almost an hour and a half of recording. Are you kidding me? This guy I can just use an Ultra Ball on. There we go. Those guys are. Now the big question here is, right? Is this guy actually an upgrade? Oh, whoa, I almost just deleted what I just typed. All right. It's gonna be tough. Oh, what am I doing? Nope. Has a no good. Sorry, I was trying to type something and I ended up deleting something, and so I was over here just clicking buttons on my controller while trying to fix something. None of those guys are shiny. Okay. So that's our 12th shine. We got another Badoo. Can we get another Bellsprout, please? So then I'll be like done with the Bellsprouts and I won't have to worry about them. Also, another shiny Trico would be nice. So we went Bellsprout, Badoo, Trico, Badoo. Yeah, if I can get one more shiny Bellsprout, I'm big chillin'. Like, I won't have to worry about anything. Yeah, I don't know. Badoo's a very common Pokemon to get shiny. I have so many dupes of them. I mean, what? That's like my 5th or 4th dupe? Let's actually count. So we have, obviously, the 2 here we got here. Oh, wait, one of the ones I have is a Roselia. Okay. Alright, so I only have 3. Not that bad. Yeah, I thought I still had another Badoo, and I was like, okay, so 3. Alright, it's not that much. Fair enough. Okay. Will I get more, though? This is my chance to get up to 5. Bellsprout, buddy, you started so hot. You were the first shining here. And I haven't seen one since. Bellsprout, buddy, it's been like there's been 2 Badoos. There's even been a Trico and 3 Alpha Tricos. Bellsprout, it's been like, what, 30, 40? It's almost been like 50 minutes since you were shiny, buddy. At this rate, I believe I'll get another shiny Trico before I get another shiny Bellsprout. And I only need one more shiny Bellsprout and I'm done. Alright guys, what will show up first? Bellsprout or Trico? Shiny, I mean. Because obviously Bellsprout and Trico just spawn. But like, yeah. Which one will spawn first shiny? Right now, Bellsprout, it's been a while. Like, it's Bellsprout's time to shine, I think. Right, legitimately. They could shine any moment now. Could you imagine if I got a Shalpha Badoo? That'd go crazy. But yeah, no, it's one of those things where there's a lot of Pokemon I love that I think could use Mega Evolutions, and then there's a lot of Pokemon I love that also just should get evolutions. Like, yeah, like There's definitely Pokemon that like 2-stage Evos that should not get Mega Evolutions, instead should just get a full evolution and help kind of create a better line, right? Like, that's one of the things I have with, like, the Alolan Raticate is kind of cool. But Alolan Raticate just deserves a 3rd stage, right? And now because there's an Alolan variant, it'd be really tough to give one a stage and one, you know, another one not. But they did it with the Galarian Zigzagoon. They gave it Obstagoon, and regular Lanoon doesn't have a final form. Like, I just feel like go back and give some of those guys that need it some love. Right? And I mean, I know Gen 1, it's like, okay, Gen 1's kind of done and over with in a sense. Like, they've done so much Gen 1 that people are done with it. Like, they're like, oh man, we don't need more Gen 1 Pokemon. And I get that. But also, there's so many Pokemon left from Gen 1 that shouldn't get an alternate form, shouldn't get a Mega, even like regional. They just need a 3rd stage, right? And I think it'd also be good if they let certain Pokemon not show up for a bit. Like, the starters are starters, Pikachu's a mascot, whatever. But like, there's some Pokemon that still need Raticate. Like I said, both Raticate and Alolan Raticate should have a 3rd stage, right? Fearow. I hate Fearow, by the way. I love Spearow. I hate Fearow's design. Give Fearow a really cool looking 3rd stage, and I would actually might consider using it. Because I would not, I'd use any other flying type over Fearow, even if it's worse, because I hate Fearow's design that much. Yes, I am like one of the biggest Fearow haters. Arbok. Arbok just needs love in general, man. But Arbok doesn't need a regional form. It needs a 3rd stage. It needs a 3rd evolution. 100%. Sandslash, we got an Alolan form. I still think Sandslash needs a 3rd stage. Same with Alolan Sandslash. Give it a 3rd stage. I feel like that would help both of them. Really much, like a very much needed boost there. Clefable has a Mega Evolution, also it's a 3rd stage because of Cleffa. So not much you can do there in that regard. Ninetales got a Alolan form, but I still think Ninetales could somehow get another evolution. You know, maybe increase its fierceness a little bit. But yeah, I think Ninetales and Alolan Ninetales could use a 3rd form. Ninetales is good, but it's not, like, great, and it could use it. Wigglytuff, unfortunately, is stuck because it has Igglybuff, so Wigglytuff does need, like, a Mega Evolution or a gimmick form or a regional form with a really cool type. I think keep Fairy, though. But I think given another type, that really will make it pop. Yeah. Golbat obviously got Crobat, but I love Crobat, so give Crobat something like a Mega Evolution, because anytime I can use Crobat, I am happy. I'm a happy camper. Vileplume, you could also do split Evos, I guess, for the 3rd stage, like how Vileplume got Blossom, but they haven't done a split stage Evo in a long time. What? The last split stage evolution was... And I'm not talking about like older Pokemon like Galarian Slowbro and Slowking who got Galarian forms, but like those aren't new Pokemon who got regional. You know, those are new regional forms, not new split Evo. Was Gen 4 the last one? Hold on. I'm just gonna apply reset for a second. Branching evolutions. Well, technically, okay, so technically Scyther got Cleavor. And, you know, so that's technically the newest one. I'm talking about, like, the newest Pokemon straight up that has a split Evo. Oh, I guess Cosmoem has... Oh, Applin. Duh, and then frickin' Charcadet. I'm an idiot, just ignore me. I totally forgot about Applin and Charcadet, so yeah. So yeah, that could be a thing for like Wigglytuff, is give it a split Evo. But yeah, moving on, Parasect needs a 3rd form and one that gets the has the mushroom lose and have it gain back its consciousness, like it overcomes nothing. Venomoth. I love Venomoth. Venomoth 100% needs a third stage. Yeah. Doug Trio has a Alolan form. I don't know what they would do with Doug Trio for a third stage. Doug Trio's so quick that like a third stage feels like it'd be weird. Persian has Alolan Persian. There's Berserker. It would be tough to give that a third stage. I still personally think they need a third stage on it, but yeah. Golduck needs a third stage. I love Psyduck. Golduck is as mid can be, and they need to give Golduck a third stage that can actually be useful. Primeape got Annihilate. Arcanine's a tough one because Arcanine's so beloved that I don't know if you can straight up give it a third stage without taking away from Arcanine. You know, I feel like Arcanine's a kind of a rare exception where it would be best with a gimmick form versus an evolution, though it could use it. Obviously, we have Poliwrath and Politoed split, but like, yeah, we're talking Gen 1. Alakazam's a 3-stage, Machamp, Victory Bell. Tentacruel is one that I'm amazed has not received anything at all. I mean, it got Toedscruel and Toedscruel, but those are variants and not a real, like, third stage. Like, I think a Tentacruel third stage would look sick. But then you'd also kind of have to give it to Toedscruel, so... yeah. I mean, Golem's a 30-stage, got a forms. Rapidash could use a third stage. I know it got a Galarian form, but I think it still could use a third stage, if I'm honest. Slowpoke and Slowbro have Slowking, and they have Galarian forms and Mega Evolutions. I think that's just a little too far gone to try to give it a third stage, so yeah. Although I love me some Slowpoke, so they fixed the shiny. Let's keep going with the purple shiny color scheme and give me another form of Slowpoke, Slowbro. Magneton got Magnezone. Farfetch'd, they honestly, I love Galarian Farfetch'd, I love Surfetch'd. Just give regular Farfetch'd an evolved form, please. Dodrio needs a third stage. It is just so bad that even a Mega Evolution or gimmick form won't help it. Dugong needs something to make it interesting, a third stage, because it's just so mid, and Mega, again, none of that gimmick stuff will help it. Muck has a Alolan Muck. I would love a third stage for Muck, but I think it'd be too overpowered, especially a Alolan Muck if it got a third stage, but yeah. Cloyster needs a third stage, in my opinion. And they could really go in a really cool direction with it, I think. So yeah. Obviously Ghastly has a full line. Onix has Steelix, and Steelix has a Mega Evolution. I could think of a regional form. I do not think we can give it another stage. Hypno needs a third stage that redeems itself. Drowsy and Hypno, with all the dex entries and stuff, it needs a third stage to redeem it. Also, I just don't like how Hypno looks. Kingler needs a third stage because I love Kingler. Okay? And Gmax is not enough to count as a really solid gimmick. Electrode already has a super form. I would love, though, if there was a third stage for both Electrodes. But yeah, that's just me. Executor has an Alolan form, and that's technically its original form. I think, though, they could use a third stage. Marowak could definitely use a third stage. Same with Alolan Marowak, I just don't think they're good enough. Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, getting them evolutions would be weird. I could see it, but every single form would have to get a third stage. Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, and Hitmontop. Lickitung got Licky. I think Licky could use a third stage and something to make it more okay to look at. Licky is just really hard to look at and is a very ugly Pokemon, and I would never use it. Even if it was meta, I would never use it. It's that ugly. I love Weezing. I love Galarian Weezing. 100% needs a third stage. I want more Weezing. What can I say? I love coughing Weezing. Rhydon got Rhyperior. Honestly, though, I think Rhyperior is very lackluster. Rhydon and Rhyhorn are kind of cool base designs. They could use a variant. Chansey is Blissey, and Blissey does not need anything. Blissey is as tanky already as it is. It does not need any more help. It does not need a variant. It does not need any. Let it live as a Blissey and give any of that stuff to Audino or something else. No, Blissey don't need that. Tangela has Tangrowth. I don't like Tangrowth so much. I feel like Tangrowth could evolve. And they could do a better design. Kangaskhan is tough because not only has a Mega Evolution, it's kind of there. And its stats spread and all that, it's like, I don't know. I think evolving Kangaskhan would be tough with a Mega Evolution. Like, that's the tough part. Kangaskhan's in a weird place where I don't know what they could do with it. I would love an evolution for it, but I feel like that time has gone. So, yeah. So. Seadra has Kingdra. Kingdra needs a Mega Evolution or a big gimmick because I love Kingdra. Seaking needs a third stage. Seaking's one of those Pokemon that are just so bad and it needs something. Starmie has a Mega Evolution, but if I'm honest, I'd rather see Starmie get a third stage. I love Starmie, and I would love to see it get a third stage. Mr. Mime has Mime Jr., and obviously there's Mr. Rhyme. But I think regular Cantonian Mr. Mime is a good typing and could use a... could use a third stage, if I'm honest. Scyther, you can't really evolve them. Like, they already have a second stage, and adding a third stage for Scizor and Kleavor would be tough. But, like, Scyther, Scizor, and Kleavor don't get better than Scyther. So, like, having a third stage for each one, like for Scizor and Kleavor, to actually make it better would be a cool shout. Jinx needs something. I never liked Jinx design. When I was a kid, somebody dressed up in Jinx, and this is before they changed like the purple, and it was just, yeah. It was really wrong that this person not only like did like, I can't even remember the person, it was when I was a really little kid, but they did like, you know, the black makeup on their face, and they jumped out and scared kids, and it made me kind of terrified of Jinx. Because of the jump scare thing, being a little kid, you know, you just develop fears of stuff. And yeah, so I never really liked Jinx, not to mention there's a whole controversy. The thing is about Jinx though, is I think its pre-evo is cute. I think Jinx could get an evolution and just make it like an Ice Queen. You know, give it Ice Fairy, or give it something that can, like, you know, help its typing. Because Ice is a really poor defensive type, truthfully. But, like, just give her something. Give her better abilities. Like, Jinx could be redeemed if they put in the time. Also, it's kind of unfair that Electabuzz and Magmar both have third stages. And Jinx doesn't. But, yeah. So, moving on from those guys, because I don't think they need anything. I don't like either of their stages. I think, Magmortar is really dumb looking. Electivire is alright, but he's not really the, yeah. If anything, those guys need some sort of gimmick or a regional form to make me kind of like them. But yeah. Pinsir has a Mega Evolution, but I think Pinsir could 100% get an evolution. Or a regional form that has an evolution, just to, you know, do like a loop around the Mega Evolution thing. Tauros has the Paldean forms, which I love. And they should do more of those kind of multi-regional forms. I am a big fan of that. Magikarp has Gyarados, and Gyarados is like the be-all, end-all. Like, there's no like evolution for Gyarados. It's a Mega Evolution and maybe original form. Lapras, I love Lapras. Lapras is perfect. She deserves a 4. She deserves something. I would prefer an evolution for Lapras to make it even cooler. But I love Lapras. And nothing can ever make me stop loving Lapras. Ditto's a gimmick Pokemon. Nothing there. Eevee obviously has old evolutions. Nothing needs to happen there. Porygon has Z. Other than like a regional form or something. I don't think so. Omastar and Kabutops, I believe all fossil Pokemon should have a third stage. I think at some point they need to have modern forms. Like, they're all based on fossils and old stuff, but they've been reborn in the modern world. They should evolve and adapt. And I very much think they should. But that's just my personal opinion. I love almost all the fossils, and their biggest weakness is they just stop at a second stage that is very mediocre. So yeah. Aerodactyl's the only exception. And that's because Aerodactyl's in a weird spot. It's decently strong as is. It has a Mega Evolution, and I don't know. Evolving it when it has a Mega Evolution is kind of weird. And given it's a fossil Pokemon, having a variant would be weird. So yeah. Snorlax, I would be afraid. Munchlax was a great addition, giving it a baby. And while Snorlax could potentially use a evolution, I think a gimmick form, like how it got like a Dynamax, or a variant would be the best way to approach him. Because a buffed Snorlax, even if they took Snorlax, right? A base Snorlax, and gave it an evolution. Right? With its stat spread, even if they gave it 100 more, or even 50 more, even if they tried to give it the smallest buff in an evolution, that's still going to be what? Where would they put it? It not being fast because it's heavy is its thing. So what would you put it in? Defense? We don't want 160 HP, 110 attack. You know, it's at 65 defense right now. If it boosted up to 100, that thing ain't dying. So Snorlax is a weird Pokemon because while I feel like it needs an evolution, I just don't think you can get one. I think you have to go with regional forms in that case. When it comes to, next would be the legendary birds. They already got forms. Dratini and Dragonair and Dragonite. I'll be honest with you. I still hate Dragonite. The Mega Evolution, I like a little bit better than base Dragonite. I love Dragonair and Dratini. I would love a regional form, where Dratini and Dragonair could evolve with some regional item to a serpent-like third stage. Just replace Dragonite and give it Dragon something. And have it be just a regional variant. And have it be an alternate path for Dragonair. Because that's the thing I think Dragonair needs most, is a serpent third stage. Yeah. Mewtwo's a Pokemon that can never be touched. It already has 2 Mega Evolutions. Mew's a mythical. They very rarely do anything with that. Yeah. But like Gen 1, I just listed a ton of Pokemon that either need regional forms, a gimmick, or a third stage. And I'd much rather see Pokemon that desperately need an overall upgrade, like Sandslash or stuff like that, get a evolution, then get like a gimmick. Nothing here. Oh, we have another Badoo. Damn, dude. I mean, I understand like Trico being hard to get. I mean, the shinies are cool. The alphas are really what I came here for. But yeah. There's no other shiny here. Okay. So, let me reset and compare the Badoos really quick. So yeah, like, I don't know. I feel like Pokemon needs a generation of trying to make all decent and pretty good. Not bad, but again, it's another dupe. I just really think they need a generation where they fix some of the past mistakes. And I only talked about Gen 1 issues. Getting into Gen 2, there is so much more that needs fixing. Right? Like, Gen 2 has some great Pokemon that are being left out to die. Like, excluding the starters, Furret could 100% get a 3rd stage. Knockdown could get a 3rd stage. Lady can get a 3rd stage. Ariados, I'd be scared if it got a 3rd stage, but I think it does need it. Crobat's already a 3rd stage. Lantern is a really cool Pokemon. Could get a 3rd stage. That'd be really interesting. Yeah. There's obviously all the babies that we're not needing to talk about. Togetic already has one with Togekiss. Although Togekiss isn't like really all that great. Xatu, I believe, could use a 3rd stage. I really love the Natu Xatu line. Azumarill could definitely use a 3rd stage, but you have to be careful how high you power it up because of huge power. Sudowoodo's kind of gimmicky, but he could use a 3rd stage too. Apom and Ambipom, I'm not a big fan of Ambipom's design. I do like Apom though, and I feel like it could use a 3rd stage. Sunflower could use one. Yanma has Yanmega, and I love Yanmega. I would want an even fiercer Yanmega. Give me a 3rd stage of that, baby. Quagsire got a regional variant with Clodsire, sort of. But I still feel like Quagsire could use a 3rd stage and give Clodsire one because I love Clodsire too. We're not talking about the evolutions. Murkrow has Honchkrow, and I like the Dawn. I love Honchkrow. But he could use another stage. I love Slowking. Mischievous. Mischievous is tough because Miss Magius is cool. But if I was going to suggest something for Miss Magius, it would be a 3rd stage. And the suggestion I would have is what they did with Fluttermane. Like, Fluttermane is that solution, and it's a past paradox. Maybe they can give Miss Magius some form based on a modern Fluttermane. But yeah, Unknown's gimmicky. There's no need for evolution for that. Maybe introducing some more characters or something would be kind of funny for the future. Wobbuffet's completely gimmicky. I don't see it ever getting an evolution because its design is so based on a real person, and so it's such a specific thing. Girafarig just got Farigiraf, and Farigiraf is really powerful as is. I do not think it needs another Evo. Not yet. Fortress does. I love Fortress. I love Pycon and Fortress. Fortress 100% needs an Evo. Dunsparce just got to Dunsparce, so it's fine. It just got something. Gligar has Gliscor, and I love Gliscor. I want cooler Gliscor. Give me the next level Gliscor. Steelix has a Mega Evolution. Steelix is really strong. I think it's kind of hard to give that anything else. Granbull deserves a 3rd stage, though. I love Stubble. Granbull's a little lackluster design-wise. It got the Fairy boost, but it still could use some help. Quillfish got a Hisuian equivalent, but I still think Quillfish, regular, like, Chotonian Quillfish, should get an evolution. A modern-day Overquill. Scissor's there. Shuckle's gimmicky. I love Shuckle, but, like, I think Shuckle, only way to do anything with it is to give it a really gimmicky, like regional form, or a really weird like gimmick or something. Yeah, like and when I mean gimmick, I mean like a Mega Evolution, Dynamax, or whatever the next one will be. I love Heracross. It has a Mega Evolution. Heracross needs an evolution. Like, it has a Mega Evo, but still. I love Heracross, and I hate Mega Heracross design, really. I think Heracross should have a regular Evo. Sneasel has Revile, and then there's also the Hisuian and Hisuian Sneasel and Sneasler, and that's so strong. I do love Revile though, and I feel like they could take Revile further. But I'm also very afraid that Sneasler is so strong that an evolved form of a Revile would just do better Sneasler shenanigans, right? So yeah. Ursaring got Ursaluna and Blood Moon Ursaluna. By the way, we need to somehow get Blood Moon Ursaluna shiny, but yeah. Our cargo needs a third stage. I love Slugma. I love my cargo, not just for the Slugma balls meme. I love my cargo. Love it shiny. Needs a third stage, 100%. Oh, there's the other Tricos. I didn't see them. Ponoswine, that's a tough one because it's got a third stage. Corsola got like Cursula and got, a regional and all that stuff. I still feel like base Corsola could use one. Remoraid and Artillery, I think Artillery could definitely use a third stage. And I would just say, bring the design that they use for the beta sprite. Make it a tank, make it more armored. Delibird. See, the solution with Delibird was always what they did with Iron Bundle, unfortunately. So I would love Delibird to get an evolution to make it more Santarific, but that is very unlikely. Mantine deserves something. I am still pissed that Mantine's left out to dry. I love Mantine, and I feel like an evolution would be perfect. Skarmory has a Mega Evo, but I hate it. Yeah, I really hate it. Oh, I hate it so much. I do think Skarmory deserves just a straight up evolution. The Mega Evo did nothing for me. But because the Mega Evo probably will never get anything again, and it's gonna just rot. Houndoom deserves a third stage. I know it has a Mega Evo, but the Mega Evolution, I feel like Houndoom maybe should get a third stage. More likely it'll get in a variant at some point. Kingdra, like I said, should get a Mega Evolution. Donphan deserves a third stage. Donphan is a very important part of Pokemon history, with it being one of the first Gen 2 Pokemon to show up. I remember being a kid going to the theaters and being like, what is that thing? What is that thing rolling around? That ain't something I know. Like it was like, what the hell? So yeah, it's too integral a part in history to like ignore. Porygon 2 has Porygon Z, Stantler just got Weirdeer. Smeargle is really gimmicky. An evolution would be tough for it. I think it is possible, but it is tough. Also, we just got another paint Pokemon in Grafaiai. And so, yeah, unfortunately, it kind of feels not a similar bracket because they're different, but yeah. The only thing is that Smeargle gets Own Temple, Technician, and Moody, 3 good abilities, and it can't take a part of it. And I would love if Smeargle got some different typing, an evolution with a different typing to make use of it. Because it has some bad stats. But it has 75 speed, which isn't bad to build upon, and 55 HP, which wouldn't be too bad to build on. Like, if they gave it an evolution somehow, and gave it another, like, 150 spread out, even if you just made it a bulky, annoying Mon that could set up slowly and heal or something, that would work for it. But yeah, Tyrogue and him on top, like, I believe all that entire line should have a third stage. But to try to find unique evolutions for each one would be a tough task. I already talked about, I'm going to skip Smoochum, Elekid, Magby. I talked about that line with Gen 1. Miltank. Honestly, Miltank and Tauros, I know they're different Pokemon, but they're kind of usually somewhat combined because you see them a lot together. Miltank deserves an evolution, but I think it's more likely that evolution could be too strong, and maybe just a regional form. Blissey doesn't need anything. We're done with that. The legendary dogs have got forms with Gen 9, the Paradox. Larvitar, Putar, T-Tar. T-Tar has a Mega Evolution. It's fine. Lugia and Ho-Ho are legendaries. Although I still believe we should get a region where they give us Shadow Lugia. And I feel like there's also a region that should give us Rainbow Ho-Oh just to counterbalance. Counterbalance the Shadow Lugia. And Celebi's a mythical. We're pretty much done here, guys. I can reset a few more times, but we're pretty much done. But yeah, no, that rant was rant-terrific. I mean, we still have some stuff to do outside. It's sad we didn't get another Trico, and it's sad that we didn't get... I wasn't resetting well, though, because of trying to get the alpha Tricos. that's just how it is. I really wasted a lot of time, and I started talking, and once I started talking, I lost track of what I was doing, but it is what it is, you know. You sometimes start talking and you lose yourself. So yeah. But it's whatever. I can tell I'm getting hungry. Also, I feel like I have a sneeze. Or like, you know, a sneeze that's stuck and it's super annoying. Unfortunately, no shinies. We are just going to run out the time. But hey, you know what? There's still a few things we have left to do. So, let's let this exit, please. Hurry up. All right. So, first things first, let's level up this Grovyle. Alright, so I need 3 more. Okay. Alright. There we go. And this is going to be big for us, so let's... Got it, thank you. Because this Grovyle will not only evolve to Sceptile, being a brand new Pokemon from the Mega Dimension Pokédex, bringing us to 99 out of 132. There it is. But it's also a new Alpha, bringing us to 78 out of 112. And that is another line done. So the only Pokemon we have left to worry about getting Alpha for the challenge is Mudkip. Now besides that, we have also got... this guy. There we go. I honestly couldn't remember what level Bellsprout evolved. I think it's 23 or something like that, 24, but yeah. Maybe it is 25. But we will evolve Shiny Bellsprout into Shiny Weepinbell, which will be a new Shiny for the ZA Pokédex, bringing us to 116 out of 227. So we're 111 Shinies away from being done with the Shiny ZA Pokédex. And there's Weepinbell. So, yeah, we're looking pretty good there. There's Sceptile registered. There's the Shiny Weepinbell registered. And unfortunately, we do not see any water too. But I really don't have the best, like, situation for Donut. But yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I am actually going to fly over to Wild Zone 8 and go to that bench and reset it. But we are only 3 Pokemon or 3 starters, 3 Mudkips away, 3 Alpha Mudkips away being done. But I think my plan is in between episodes when I'm editing stuff and working on stuff. I need to go make food here in a minute. But I think I'm gonna just reset at this bench where I edit videos and work on stuff and see if we can't get a Shalpha for the start next episode. But guys, we got a ton of shinies this episode. We got like what, 12 I think? Pidgey, Lairon, Drillbur, Onix, the other Drillbur, Extro, Shalpha, a third Drillbur, Bellsprout, Pidoo, Trico, Pidoo. That's 13 shinies in one episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode, and thank you so much for watching. Till next time, tag out. I want to give a special thank you to all my Patreon members. Urza and Scott, you're amazing. If you guys want to check out Patreon and join it to get a shout out at the end, check Patreon down in the link to the description below. And you can also, like Scott did, make me re-record this.